Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports, and it's time to talk baseball. For first week of Tigers baseball happening, we only got one series this week. They did have a decent spring training. They went 20-9. No news on if Colt Keith is up or not. I have not seen any of that. But we start with our one series against the White Sox this week, and hopefully, if we could start out hot, we should have a good rest of the year.
I don't, like I said, April, or March and April, we have to try to get off to a decent start. But I don't think it's indicative. I don't think the first series is that big a deal, but we'd like to see them start off well.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I say a hot start would be kind of good is because you've always struggled getting going.
Well,
under AJ Hinch. So if you could start win the series somehow. White Sox aren't supposed to be good this year. You can try to win 2 out of the 3. I don't expect them to sweep. Maybe try to win the series. Start off with a series
Tony
win.
La Russa still their manager?
No,
Who's their manager?
I don't know. It's not Tony La Russa. The White Sox are
We're the
irrelevant.
informed sports.
The White Sox are irrelevant. But if you can, like I said, if you could start by winning some games, I think you'll be good. However, it is Chicago in late March. I don't think the weather for the game is going to be the greatest forecast wise.
It's going to be right around 50.
43 degrees
That's
is the current weather prediction.
No, that's not.
The over under for the game is 7.5 for our first game of the year, and we are favored actually.
Ooh,
we're gonna start out favored.
Is Colt Keith starting at second?
That's what I said. I haven't heard anything about him being in the lineup, but I also haven't heard anything about him being sent down. So
that's going to opening day? No,
so, it's in Chicago. I ain't going to opening day.
That's true.
I can't do everything.
That's true.
But for the most part, I think the Tigers they'll have a real good shot this year to be a good team. If they can start out well and get into May above 500, I think they can continue that to the end of the year and probably win the division.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I have high hopes for them. I think they certainly should be a team that wins in the high 80s. I think that their Vegas number was 81.
Which so around 500, they think they'll be either like that, under or over 500.
Less, I'm not sure. Yeah, they predicted them to be around 500, so I think they'll do a little better than 500. If that's enough to win the division, great.
No, there hasn't been much news outside of that. Pitching rotation wise, it seems like Casey Mize and Reese Olson will win their rotation spots, sending Matt Manning to AAA.
He's pretty pissed about that, and I can't blame him. But I'm interested in seeing why they thought Casey Mize was ready.
And I mean, if he's not, you bring Matt Manning right back up.
That's true.
You bring him right up. And the fact that Reese Olson, he had a great year last year, also won a spot this year over Matt Manning is kind of surprising.
Right. I was kind of hoping. I mean, I don't understand all the reasons and that Javier Baez would be released. He wasn't, because this year, whenever you hear Javier Baez, you hear that'd be about it. He didn't deserve to be on the team. I like Creeder. I think he should have been up. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, like I said, we'll see what ends up happening roster-wise for the Tigers. Like I said, there hasn't been much news outside of what we've already kind of know. I haven't heard anybody who we thought may or may not make the roster, not make it or make it. Right now, it seems that infielder-wise, Colt Keith is still on the roster. Your infielders right now are Baez, Ibanez, Colt Keith, Spencer Torkelson, and Ursula. Your outfield is Canna, Carpenter, Green, McKinstry, Meadows, Vierling.
Who's the starting lineup for opening day?
If I had to make a prediction, because they don't have that out yet.
Okay.
I would have Jake Rogers catching.
Yeah.
You're probably going to have Torkelson at first.
Of course.
If Colt Keith makes the team, he's going to be starting opening day probably at second. If not, Andy Ibanez. will be your second baseman again. Shortstop, Baez. Third base is either going to be, depending on if Ibanez is playing, second. Maybe he'll start in third, or you're going to have Vierling or McKinstry. Your outfield is going to be not Kerry Carpenter, because they're going to have him DH. You're going to have Mark Hanna probably in right, Riley Green in left, Parker Meadows in center. That's likely what's going to be happening. Matchup-wise, starting pitcher is going to be Skubal. You already know that.
Yep, they're talking about him being Cy Young material this year.
Because he is potentially be a Cy. So, I mean, I think our lineup, and we have a deeper team than I think we all realize, due to the fact that you have two of your outfielders are able to play infield. Pitching-wise is always our question mark, and we'll see how that goes. You know that injuries play a factor into a lot of stuff, and if injuries catch up with the pitching staff and the bullpen, we're in for a long year, as we always are. Our bullpen has never been something to be that great. So hopefully we get by with it.
We'll see.
Right. With all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We are ready for Tigers baseball. Let me know what you think. And until next time, hope to see everybody.
Let's hope the Wings can get in the playoffs.
That too. Playoffs. Next time, we'll see everybody soon.